A journey through perspective. Daniel, a 50-year-old traveling teacher, was making his way through a small rural village on a scorching summer afternoon. The temperature hovered around 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and the hot wind carried dust across the unpaved road. The sun shone so brightly that Daniel had to shield his eyes with his wide-brimmed hat to see clearly. Despite the heat, he felt eager to explore the village and connect with the local community. After walking about half a mile, Daniel noticed 3 men laboring near a construction site by the roadside. Each man was chipping away at large stone blocks that weighed roughly 50 pounds. The rhythmic clang of hammer on stone echoed through the village, mingling with Daniel's steady footsteps. Curious, Daniel approached the first worker, Jackson, a 35-year-old man with sweat streaming down his forehead. Jackson appeared utterly exhausted, his shoulders slumped under the unrelenting heat. "Excuse me," Daniel said, offering a friendly nod. "What's being built here?" Jackson glared at him in frustration. "Isn't it obvious?" he snapped. "I'm cutting stones, just cutting stones all day long." Daniel paused, keeping his tone calm. "Yes, I can see you're cutting stones, but I'm wondering what the final structure will be." Jackson wiped the sweat from his brow with the back of his hand and replied sharply, "I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is I'm stuck here in this blazing sun, and I'm about ready to drop. Now please leave me alone." The harshness in Jackson's voice made it clear he wasn't interested in chatting. Daniel gave him an understanding nod, then continued down the row of workers. Soon, he came upon the second worker, Leon, 40 years old, steadily chipping away with more focus, though still looking weary. Daniel repeated his question. "What's being built here?" Leon paused to catch his breath. "I'm just here for the daily wages," he said, shrugging. "I need the money, and that's what matters. I don't really care what this ends up being. I come in the morning, do my job, and leave in the evening with my pay." Daniel thanked him and moved on, wondering if anyone had a deeper perspective on the work. A little farther ahead, he encountered the third worker, Marcus, a 28-year-old man with a bright smile on his face. Despite the intense midday sun, Marcus seemed cheerful, humming a tune under his breath. Daniel asked the same question. "Excuse me, can you tell me what's being made here?" Marcus beamed with excitement. "We're building a temple for our village. There hasn't been a proper place for us to gather and worship. Right now, people have to walk more than 2 miles to the next town for festivals and community prayers. Once this temple is finished, everyone in this village will have a beautiful place to pray, sing, and celebrate without traveling so far." Daniel noticed that Marcus swung his hammer with a sense of purpose. "You seem so happy," he observed. "Aren't you tired in this heat?" Marcus shook his head. "I'm definitely sweating in the sun, but I don't feel tired in my heart. Each time I hit the chisel against the stone, I hear a kind of music. I feel blessed to be part of creating something meaningful. I imagine in just a few weeks, or however long it takes, this temple will be complete, and people from all over the village will come together to worship. I can practically hear their songs and see their joy. Imagining all that fills me with energy. So this doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like service, a service to a higher purpose, to our community, and to the Almighty." Marcus wiped his forehead with a cloth and continued, "At the end of the day, when I go home, I feel satisfied. I might be physically tired, but my spirit is alive. I sleep well, dreaming of how the temple will look when it's finished. And every morning, I jump out of bed with fresh enthusiasm. Sometimes I even sing devotional songs while I work. I've never felt happier on any job in my life." Daniel smiled and gently patted Marcus on the shoulder before taking his leave. As he walked away, he reflected on how these 3 men, laboring side by side under the same sun on the same project, each perceived their work so differently. Jackson viewed it as a never-ending burden. Leon saw it merely as a way to earn money, while Marcus embraced it with joy and saw it as a source of fulfillment. That, Daniel thought, is the secret to a happy life: perspective. Some consider their labor a burden and spend their days complaining, but others find enjoyment, purpose, and even pleasure in the very same task. Daniel continued along the dusty road, pondering the lesson he had just witnessed. The more he thought about it, the more he realized how true it was beyond just this construction site. In our own lives, we often encounter people who do their work reluctantly, without any real interest. Such individuals rarely excel, nor do they find genuine joy in what they do. On the other hand, those who engage their tasks wholeheartedly with curiosity and enthusiasm not only excel, but also experience deeper satisfaction. Work can be an act of worship, Daniel mused. If a person does not invest interest or energy in their task, they won't move forward, spiritually or otherwise. But if we learn to handle every responsibility with dedication, that same attitude will naturally carry over into other pursuits, like meditation or personal growth. He recalled a lesson he had learned long ago. Doing any work carefully and joyfully is itself a form of meditation. Meditation doesn't always mean sitting cross-legged, eyes closed, observing one's breath. When we focus wholly on a single task, whether it's cooking a meal, cleaning a room, or carving a stone, our minds become still and centered. As stray thoughts fade, a sense of calm emerges, allowing us to tap into a deep well of peace and creativity. When the mind is at peace, even for a few moments, a kind of meditative joy arises. That joy, Daniel realized, is accessible to everyone if only we approach our daily tasks with genuine interest and enthusiasm. With every step, Daniel's reflection grew clearer. Working with passion and purpose not only leads to greater success in the material world, it also fosters spiritual growth. Whether someone is building a temple or simply tidying a home, the key is the same. Approach each task as though it's a gift, a chance to serve, learn, or create. Before leaving the village, Daniel stopped one last time to watch Marcus. Even from several yards away, he could hear Marcus quietly humming a happy tune. That uplifting sound, ringing out amid the clank of tools, embodied the essence of a truly fulfilled life. Moral of the story: no matter what field you choose to work in, do your tasks with genuine interest and enthusiasm. This shift in perspective can fill every day with an abundance of happiness, satisfaction, and peace. In the end, it's not just about what you do, but how you do it that shapes the quality of your life. Feel free to share your own reflections in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, remember to like this post and follow for more insightful tales. Silence, after all, might just be the key to unlocking a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us.